Have you ever noticed that when money is tight, even the smallest decisions feel exhausting? Choosing what to buy, deciding which bill to pay first, wondering if you'll have enough money until your next paycheck. Now here's something that might surprise you. What if poverty doesn't just affect your bank account? What if it actually changes the way your brain works? Not forever, but long enough to keep you trapped in a cycle that's incredibly difficult to escape. Scientists have spent decades studying this question, and what they discovered completely changed the way we think about poverty. Today, we're going to explore the psychology behind scarcity. How financial stress rewires your thinking. Why smart people can still make bad financial decisions. And most importantly, how you can break free from the cycle. Let's begin. Section 1. What is the scarcity mindset? When most people hear the word poverty, they immediately think about money, or the lack of it. But psychologists see something deeper. They see a mindset, a way of thinking, created by constant stress. Imagine trying to breathe through a tiny straw. Technically, you're still getting air. But every breath requires effort. That's what scarcity feels like. It's the constant feeling that there's never enough. Never enough money. Never enough time. Never enough opportunities. And after months, or even years, your brain starts adapting to that reality. Not because you're weak, not because you're lazy, because that's what human brains are designed to do. They adapt. When resources become limited, your brain shifts into survival mode, and survival mode changes everything. Section 2. Your brain under financial stress. Imagine waking up every morning already worried. The rent is due. Your phone bill is overdue. The refrigerator is almost empty. And your car needs repairs. Before you've even had breakfast, your brain is carrying a heavy mental load. Psychologists call this mental bandwidth. Think of it like the RAM in a computer. The more programs running, the slower everything becomes. Financial stress works the same way. It fills your mind with constant calculations. Can I afford groceries? Should I skip this bill? What happens if something unexpected goes wrong? Your brain never gets a chance to rest, and eventually, it becomes exhausted. Research has shown that chronic financial stress can temporarily reduce your ability to concentrate, solve problems, and think ahead. Not because you've become less intelligent, but because your brain is busy trying to survive today. Section 3. Why people make bad financial decisions. Have you ever heard someone say, if they're struggling, why don't they just make better choices? It sounds simple, but reality isn't. Because stress changes how people think. When your brain feels threatened, it becomes focused on immediate relief, not long-term success. That's why someone under financial pressure might buy comfort food instead of saving, or accept a high-interest loan just to make it through the month, or keep buying cheap products that wear out quickly because they simply can't afford the better option today. From the outside, these decisions can seem irrational, but inside survival mode, they often feel completely logical. Your brain isn't asking, what's the smartest decision 5 years from now? It's asking, how do I survive this week? And that's a huge difference. Section 4. The scarcity trap. Here's where things become dangerous. Scarcity creates a cycle. Less money creates more stress. More stress reduces mental bandwidth. Reduced bandwidth leads to poorer decisions. Poor decisions create even more financial pressure. And then, the cycle starts all over again. That's why escaping poverty isn't always as simple as earning a higher salary. Many lottery winners lose everything, and many people who receive raises still live paycheck to paycheck. Because if your psychology doesn't change, your habits usually won't either. Section 5, How to Rewire Your Brain. Here's the good news. Your brain is incredibly adaptable. Psychologists call this neuroplasticity. It means your brain can build new habits, new thought patterns, and new behaviors. But it happens one small step at a time. Start by tracking your spending, not to judge yourself, but to understand yourself. Next, automate your savings. Even a small amount matters, because every automatic habit removes one decision from your brain. Spend a few minutes each week learning about money, budgeting, investing, compound interest. Knowledge slowly replaces fear. And finally, change the way you speak to yourself. Instead of saying, "I'm bad with money," try saying, "I'm learning how to manage money better." That one sentence changes your identity, and identity changes behavior. Conclusion: here's the truth. Poverty doesn't define your intelligence, it doesn't define your potential, and it certainly doesn't define your future. But chronic scarcity can change the way your brain processes the world. The important thing to remember is that your brain can change again. Every smart financial decision, no matter how small, is teaching your brain that survival isn't the only option anymore. Over time, those small decisions become habits. Those habits become confidence. And confidence becomes freedom. So the next time someone says, "People stay poor because they make bad decisions," remember this. Sometimes, bad decisions are the result of constant scarcity, not the cause of it. If you found this video helpful, subscribe for more psychology-backed lessons about money, human behavior, and building a better life. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.